Richards trying to scoot in there alone. It pinballs to the crease.
Let's get it.
Oh my God! Here we go.
You're listening to the Pod Street Blues Podcast with your hosts, Derek.
How you gonna get it, brother?
John. Matt Casey.
Unnecessary, but totally necessary.
And Cody.
What's not to love?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Pod Street Pregame. I'm John, and I'm here with my buddy Matt Casey. What's going on, brother?
Good morning. A nice warm cup of John to start your day.
I love it. I got to get that on something. Nice warm cup of John. Maybe I'll try that with my wife. I'm sure that'll work. Right?
Exactly.
So we are here to preview the Flyers-Rangers game. I think there's stuff to talk about there, but there's something I want to talk about with you first. I'm really hoping you know what I'm talking about when I say this name. Kodak Black.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What is that?
Well, I mean, I would have said the same thing about a week ago, but apparently he's this rapper, and he went to a Florida Panthers game. Is this ringing any bells this week?
It's safe to say my Florida Panther rap game is not up to par, but I just Googled him, and hey, that's some hair. I like that.
Okay. So you don't know the story. This is perfect. So Kodak Black, apparently this rapper from Miami. I'm not a rap guy, so I don't really know that music. I know. Shocking, right? Goes to the game. They highlight him, whatever, and everybody's loving it. I guess he's like a Miami native. So they decide to bring him up to a suite, right? And the suite is like right next to the general manager's suite and everything. Well, he got filmed on someone's cell phone extracurricularing with a woman in the suite. And it could search it on Twitter, dude. He's like, so he came out and had a statement that he was twerking, and I'm pretty sure, Bumpin' Uglies is twerking with no pants on, so he's not lying. But it's all over the internet. So like the NHL went from putting a tweet out like Kodak Black is at a hockey game to like, well, we should probably delete that right now.
We strongly discourage any bumping of uglies during games. But like, you know what the best part is though, is the Florida Panthers fan base is such garbage. Like they're a great team right now. They still can't fill an arena on the regular basis. Like if the Flyers had anywhere close to the success that the Panthers are having right now, it would be mayhem every game. The Panthers, It's looking like a Flyers game every game. And so at the very least, they're getting a little bit of, fan notoriety on that level.
And the Flyers are the team that need the rapper Bumpin' Uglies in the suite story right now, just to get away from all of the dumpster fire that's happening.
Instead, it's like the Flyers have like two of the members of Ween showed up, and they're eating shrimp at the Cadillac Grill.
Right. But yeah, do me a favor. Go on Twitter after this and just search Kodak Black, and you'll see the video, and the comments by the national NHL media are just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, we transition from bumping uglies to just ugly play on the ice.
That's the only positive thing we're going to talk about all podcast here.
Right. So we're going up against the Rangers. Rangers are first in the Metropolitan. Flyers are sixth in the Metropolitan. The Rangers pretty much symbolize everything we wish the Flyers were right now, right? A successful rebuild, albeit Panarin and Adam Fox help, and it took 2 years, while the Flyers have been in the same position for like 10. The Rangers have this team's number. Every time we play, I'm waiting for another 9-burger or whatever it was. Yep. So what if any positivity do you have going into this game right now?
It's tough, grasping at straws, but I am I'm probably more positive than a majority of fans out there, and much to, my chagrin, it bites me in the ass most of the time. But I think the positive that I have is I think the Flyers played a decent 2 periods against Boston the other night. The first period was a disaster, and I'm ready for Nick Seeler to, take a seat. I wish we had some more people to just bench him. But the second period was a solid period. We were 2 potential breakaways or a 5-on-3 away from tying that game. So it's not like it was, we had an opportunity to at least bring that to overtime, and they just didn't do it. They didn't execute on it, which is frustrating.
Oh, you had an opportunity like a 5-on-3?
Right, like a 5-on-3, which I think this is the second time that we've had a 5-on-3, and we're like, have you guys ever practiced a 5-on-3? Like ever? Nope. And so, looking at that, definitely frustrating. You have Cam York with a shorthanded breakaway that didn't go in. You had Farabee with a breakaway that didn't end up happening.
McEwen off the post.
McEwen had a game. I thought McEwen actually looked pretty good. And so I'm looking at this as all right, they had a solid 2 periods. They fought it till the end. It's too little too late. I'm not into moral victories at this point. Points are points, and we're slipping into just nothing at this point. But in terms of positives and potential, maybe they can build off of that. Maybe they're healthy enough to make this a competition. And you know what? The Rangers just came off a West Coast swing. They're feeling pretty high. Maybe they're overlooking the Flyers. Maybe we catch them on a night. I think, who was it? Columbus shellacked Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
Nothing the other night, or 6-1 or something. So there's always a night where a team can win and a team can lose. I feel like we're going in a little bit to the little Giants mentality, where it's there's always one time. There could be one time that it works. So what about you? Where are you feeling on it?
Well, the thing is with me, right? I think I'm at the point in the season where it's if we win the game because the Rangers play poorly, it almost does nothing for me right now. If we're winning games because the better team has an off night, woohoo, we got to win. Guess what? At this point, means nothing.
Right.
We're not making the playoffs. I know, Matt, you try to be positive sometimes and give little silver linings. It's just not happening. So if we can build up, like what you said, if we can build off what we were able to accomplish those last 2 periods in Boston and take that momentum and have a good game against New York and beat them, or, just be competitive the entire time, then that's great. But this is not a team that really has a history of being able to build off anything,
Right. And, the frustrating thing was the start the other night. They came off 4 days of not playing, and to come out just so flat was really frustrating. And I think the the other thing, and this stat will blow your mind, we haven't won a game this year. We have not won a game in 2022. How bad is that?
And people aren't even talking about it anymore because it's well, here we go again. What are we at, 7 in a row?
I think it's
6 or 7.
Yeah. And you have some OT losses in there, and whatever.
Whoop-de-doo.
But yeah, whoop-de-doo. But I think it's not looking good. And the more I think about it, our colleague Derek is going to the game with his mom. Shout out to Derek and his mom. And I look at this, and his coworkers gave him the ticket, and I think they did it just because they hate him. It's
one of them's I have this. I really don't want to use it. It's either this or burn it.
It's giving a novice golfer blades. Hey, here you go. Good luck playing golf. You're not gonna be able to hit these the rest of your life.
Just by the way, if Derek's listening to this, you just pumped Derek's tires so much by calling him a colleague. He's like, I've never felt so professional in my life. My colleague.
Oh man. But the Rangers are, they're peaking. They're doing everything we wish we could do. They're doing a lot of things that every team wish they could do. And I think they're overachieving versus where people thought they were. But
Sure.
you know what? Good for them. I guess the coaching change and a couple of adjustments was what they actually needed versus last year. So concerning, but hey, you know what? Let's see if the Flyers can make a game of it.
Bright spot. The Rangers are worse on the road than they are at home.
Ooh.
They're 10-3-2 at home. They're 14-7-2 on the road. Granted, it's because they played more road games, but
so I mean, who are you looking at tonight, or what are you looking at tonight for the Flyers win if in our segment here?
I mean, so that's different than my player. I guess the Flyers win if they can build off the momentum against Boston. If they can come out and have a strong first period and not allow the game to get away in the first 3 minutes of the game, then hypothetically, because everything's hypothetical right now, they have a chance to win this game.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
How about you?
I'm saying special teams needs to have a night. Boston shredded us again on special teams. And we laid an egg on the power play. And so I think, that goes without saying that, the Flyers need to keep it close, or at the very least keep it scoreless or tied, throughout the game. But like, if we end up taking a bunch of penalties and dumb penalties at that, like Sealer and Willman ended up doing. Was it Sealer that ended up having the first period penalty where he like bear hugged the guy? I think it was.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But then the Willman penalty was the one that set up the game winner, and that's brutal. But like, if we keep doing that idiotic kind of play, then we're going to be in trouble. On the flip side, if this power play can somehow, get ahead of the Rangers and actually notch a goal or two, that could be the difference right there. And so I think, that this is a team that's playing really well. We're not. I think you need to use the power play as a momentum. And on the flip side, you need the PK to save your butt every now and then and use that as a momentum builder. Right.
Player to watch?
I'm going with Joel. I'm going with Farabee. He was knocked out of that was the last Rangers game was the one that he ended up sliding into the boards, injuring his shoulder. Yeah. I think I've been impressed with him more and more. And I think like you can kind of see, even though things aren't going great, you can kind of see the confidence building that it's like, okay, like I'm now the guy. I need to start building this up more and more versus like Frost, where like, oh wait, did Frost suit up today?
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
That was going to be my player to watch.
Sorry. But I say Joel, the guy is a scorer. He's getting more and more confident. Let's see if he can put it into practice on a more consistent basis here.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, and I'm going to stick with my player to watch. And I think you mentioned this guy maybe the last time we did a preview, but Morgan Frost. Mm-hmm. We need something out of this guy. I mean, we not only need something to make this team better, but we need something to increase his trade value at this point.
Right.
He just is completely irrelevant. Mm-hmm. And, and I understand that he's a young player, but that's getting old. I mean, he's been around long enough that he's had his chances. This is your first round pick. He needs to show something. He's not showing anything. And like I think you've mentioned, if this was a full roster, he'd be sent back down.
Absolutely. And I look at somebody like Frost, and you're looking for at the very least an injection of like something into the lineup that isn't there. And right now he's just trying to survive. Like you can see him overthinking. You can see him. And I guess they started him on the fourth line. I think eventually they moved him up to the third line. Like having Frost on the fourth line, it's like, what is the point? Like, what is he going to be, the big checking line guy? I don't think so. And so, I look at, he needs to bring something, and, it's his creativity that he's supposed to be bringing, and his offensive prowess. We haven't seen any of that. We haven't seen any flash whatsoever. I look at somebody like Cam York, who I think is getting stronger and stronger, and I think is going to be tough to pull him out of the lineup in the coming weeks. I look at somebody and I can't wait for this to happen. Like Wade Allison is finally looking like he might be coming back in the next week.
Right.
Like that guy is just an injection of energy. And like, he's, sometimes looks like a baby giraffe on ice, falling all over the place, but he injects energy into this. Like Frost is just kind of like beep, 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 beep.
Right.
That's my slow Frost voice, by the way, is beep, beep.
I like that. You might as well be talking like that. And I think the last thing that I want to hit on, right? I mean, I think that this hit on Kodak Black, but the last thing that I want to talk about, and because we've been able to keep this light, is if you have to have the same broadcast as me tonight, because I'm in New York, you're in New Jersey, do you have to deal with the Rangers broadcast? Because away broadcasts are always tough to listen to, but it's a different level with that guy. The Rangers.
It's like, what's his name? Is it Al Troutwig? Is that the guy's name?
That's one of them, but I think is it Rosen?
I don't know. They all they have radio for a reason. And so those guys' faces don't end up on broadcast TV. Like that is going to make me vomit up my takeout sushi tonight. I guarantee it. But it's tough to listen to. I will say, like, there's some away broadcasts where I'm like, I can deal with it. Like, I actually don't mind Ken Danico for the Devils. I'm like, all right, he's definitely rooting for the Devils, but is at least a little bit fair.
Right.
But listening to the Rangers broadcast and the Islanders broadcast is almost worse. Second only to that freaking bozo in Boston. I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Jack something? I can't remember what the guy's name is. But this might be one of the games, man, where I sync up the TV and my headphones and listen to Jim Jackson's broadcast in real time. And then my wife comes down and is like, why are you watching the game in silence? And I'm like, I'm not. I have my headphones in.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's really brutal. I always have the volume real low.
Right. I mean, the Saturday night, though, the kids will end up watching. I let them watch the first period, for some of these games now. And it's so frustrating because all they do is like, where's Gritty? Where's Gritty? I'm like, shut up.
You're the problem with this franchise right now.
Focus on the forecheck, not on Gritty.
Simple passes. I don't care what Gritty's doing in the hot tub with the guys in the suit.
All right. What's your prediction for the game? What do you think?
We're losing. That's my prediction. We're losing.
You gonna score? What do you think?
I mean, I'll go 4-1.
4-1. All right, I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna go 4-3 overtime win for the Flyers.
You got real specific. Who scores the game winner?
Provorov. I'm going Provorov.
How many minutes in?
Within 1 minute. Within 1 minute of overtime starting. Because if we go any further than 1 minute overtime, we're screwed.
Move. We don't score in the first minute of anything, my friend. All right.
Let me dream.
All right. Well, this has been a fun one. A good way to start off a Saturday morning. But I think that's about all we've got to say about this, right? You can look out for our main show Sunday night, Hoagieless main show. Once again, one of my favorites.
God, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, he's out on a bachelor party. Not his. He's already married, but somebody else's bachelor party.
It's our friend from 5 Minute Major. It's his bachelor.
Oh yeah, Dave.
Dave. There you go. Yep.
Dave. Yep. All right. So anyway, you can find the show on all of your favorite podcast listening receptacles, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Spreaker, D's Nuts, la-di-da-di-da. You can find the show on Twitter at PodSTBullies. And I mean, that's about it, dude. I'll see you later.
Go Flyers.
Bye now.